Hello Hunter, and welcome back to my walkthrough of Monster Hunter World. Today we'll be touring the entirety of the Ancient Forest map, by far the most complicated. We'll be starting off at ground level, then we'll go to mid-level, and then top. Another thing we'll be doing is I'm going to show you where all the camps are, and we're going to show you where the Grimalkines are, so we can get a new gadget for the Palico. One thing I should show you, over here. I'll also be showing you where some basic resources are. You know how we collected mushrooms before? And they turned into ingredients? Well, you also have flowers. These flower beds. What you'll be looking for is the sun bloom, the shine bloom. When there's an upsurge of flowers, you can find the sun-kissed herb, which I'll show you where to find that later. Oh, found a shine bloom, sweet. And the last one, which is in high rank, is the gold bloom. So, I'm gonna go around the map clockwise. So we'll start way over here. Right up there is a wedge beetle. So you don't have to climb those if you don't want to. Those down there are gaju. Basically big catfish. They're annoying though. Bone pile right there. I will say I have an upsurge of bone piles in my world right now. In this map. Which means more of those will show up than usual. Paratoads here. Nice sloped area. So, you know, if you have a hammer, this is one fun area to be in. You can either go through that log or go around. Just going around real quick. Sometimes the Aptonoth are over here. Jagras over there, and right there. They're gonna be annoying probably. I do know there are some mushrooms nearby. I'm not sure where. Let's see if I can find it. Or maybe that's from an upsurge. I forget which. It's not very important. I know a spot where we can get a whole bunch of mushrooms, if you truly need to. Anyway, go down here. Oh, there it is. That's what I was thinking about. And the mucus. Alright, one thing you will need to do is remember this. See this big wall of vines? Keep that in the back of your mind for a little bit. But, even more important is up here. Go through here. This is your next campsite.
I think we could build the camp here. Let's ask the head honchos.
So what's going to happen is you're going to go back, and this will become a delivery quest. Or delivery mission, I suppose. Remember when you had to deliver the moss wine and the mega potion? Pretty much the same thing. Right, gonna go up here. Slinger torch. Can light up dark areas, but it also keeps certain monsters away. It hurts them a little too. Alright. I guess one thing I should show in this area over here is kind of a monster nest. Sometimes Kuliyaku comes up here. Flashlight. It's a bone pile here, if you really want them. You see that? Anjaneth will leave the locale soon. You can hunt those monsters if you want, but eventually they will leave if you spend too much time here. Anyway, let's go up here. Keep going east. Ignore those guys. As you go along here, you can find various mushrooms and bitter bugs. Bitter bugs are important. Alright, here's the first time I found it. This is dung. It'll turn into a dung pod. What the dung pod is for is, let's say another big monster comes around while you're fighting something else. You shoot it with a dung pod, it'll have a good chance of making it go away, because they don't like it. Anyway, come up here. There's some more mushrooms. Blue mushrooms are important, so there's some doodles right there if you want them. Bitter bug right here. Oh no, that's a god bug. Forgive me. But god bugs, very, very important. Adamant seed right here. You eat that, it'll increase your defense, but it's also used in the making of other buffed items. Yeah, Anjaneth. Anyway, up here, you can see some vigor wasps. I believe there's a bone pile right here. Yep, there is. Okay, what this is a poison cap, or poison cup. You can get rid of that. It'll basically coat the ground in poison. You can lure a monster into it, and it'll get poisoned. So, pretty handy. Another vigor wasp right here. A lot of red pits around here. Spore puff. I've already explained what these do. They hide you. A lot of vespoids here. Okay, let's keep going. You can also go up here. There's some toadstools. These are somewhat useful, depending on what you want to use them for. Ooh. Let's go across here. You can just jump from this ledge to that ledge. You can also use that vine. These are thunder bugs. These are used to make shock traps. And you'll be using a lot of shock traps, so stock up on those. Okay. Still up here. A few more things you can mess with. Lucky me. Nope. Pick that up. Sometimes as monsters wander through areas, they'll drop that kind of stuff. They'll drop poop or something like that. Okay. Alright, now we've come full circle. You should recognize this place. Paratoads, a lot of antidote herbs here. Antidotes are important. Want to pick them up. Water moss. I do know that there is a... Yep, there's mushrooms right there. I do believe there is also a flower bed. Yep, right there. And right up there is the camp. Just going to use this as a shortcut. You can also come in this way through here. You can just go around in here. So. This way across all this. Those are those Terexes like I've shown you before. But other than that, actually, that's a bomb berry. Make cluster ammo with that. Parashroom. No berry right there. You can swing across here. There's a little nook here for some bones. And of course that honey that I just picked up. You can catch that as a pet if you want. Of course you can also go up there for it. And right here we're in one of these little nests. If you want to know where this is, you can easily get up here. Hang on. Here's the parashrooms as before. As you can see, you can come in through here from the main path. Go this way. And just up through here. Here are all the bone piles. Now I do have an upsurge in bone piles right now, so that's why I have more than usual, like I've said before. And we have pretty much come full circle. Now you already know what's down there. The Kestodon, couple places to mine, some herbs, stuff like that. Just pick up that. Now, what we're gonna do next, let's go up here. Remember this for later. You've already been in the Jagras nest and all through those tunnels, so I'm going to show you a different tunnel once these guys go away. Right over here, just to the left where the Jagras congregate. You have a shortcut to this area. But if we go up here, you will see another shortcut. You can catch those as pets if you want. Spiderweb right here. And this comes out a little bit higher up the slope. Mineral air if you want. But if we go this way, find more spider webs. Very important. You'll come out at the area that's right next to that spot where I told you to kind of make a landmark of. See? A big wall of vines. But wait, there's more. Crawl into here.
Your
You'll
stamina
find
cap is
some
dropped. Eat
honey.
some well-done steak to restore it to max.
Well, no time like the present, I suppose. I brought some with me. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get back to it. Here, you can find some flash bugs. I already found some. Some more minerals. And right up there, more minerals, bone pile. Bright moss, you can coat this on the wall to brighten it up. Useful, I guess, if your TV isn't the best. Otherwise, I don't really know what other use it has for your hunter. You can go up here. And you're out in this area. Kind of like a crossroads. That place is a little intimidating, I will admit. So, let's see here. One place we have not covered. Let's go down here. Hey, Kulu. Kulu's not aggressive unless you attack him first. Alright, last but not least is the area with the big boulders. I'm going to hide really quick. There are two general ways you can get in here. Instead of jumping down like I did, as you can see, this is the spot where I told you there was a fork, and I said, oh, look up there. There's another way. You just jump down to the ledge, take a right, you can go in there. You can also go through all these caves here, or all these little nooks and crannies from this camp. I think you have to swim through water, but you can come out and go into here. Here's where I came. And it looks like you can also get here through... yeah, never mind. Another way to get to Area 12 where all the boulders are. It's over here, from the poison cap area. You can see on the map where I'm going. You can go through the water, but it's faster to swing across all these vines. And yeah. That's where we'll be going next. Don't worry about it. So. Let's have a look. Look around. Not a whole lot in terms of resources. There are some bone piles here, I know that much. Yeah, cast it on. Flower fern. Just leave me alone. By the way, there are some wedge beetles up there you can use to actually hit the boulders. I believe you can actually get on top of them. Which I don't do often, honestly. There we go. Yeah, you can get up here. Sucker Keston. Anyway. You go down here. Now we're going up to the mid-level. There are several ways you can get up here. It's the honey. Go over here. show you something really quick. Okay. Does the spot look familiar? This is one way you can get up there. Of course, I'm probably going to forget now that I've gone here. Anyway, just walk up there. Little tunnel here. There's some more flash bugs up that way. Go to the right. Right? And really important for this, these sleep herbs. These are used to make tranquilizers. And this, if you jump down, don't jump down if you're not me. But now, you're back under where all these caves are. So, kind of a shortcut. Flower bed there if you want it. Another sleeper over here. Climb up this if we want. Just go up this way. God bug. Nest here. Pretty significant place. All these walls have these, all these vertical trees here have those like textured mushrooms that you can run up and jump off of. So. More scales? I know what these are from. These are from Arathalos. Okay. Oh, speak of the devil! Look at that. Just gonna hide here. Beautiful. That monster has been in every Monster Hunter game to date. It's pretty much the mascot. It's like what Pikachu is to Pokemon. Pick that up, because why not? And those guys are there. Let me see here. If you jump down here, there's some bone piles down here. As well as this thing. Giant Vigor Wasp. It's kind of unique. Just gonna catch it. If I can, because I suck. There you go. Doesn't give you much, but it's kind of cool. Bone piles, like I said. There's probably more for me down here right now because I'm being attacked. Hang on. Okay, they're running away. I do believe you find more bone piles down here if you have an upsurge of bone piles, so take from that what you will. Just keep it in mind. Alright. Oh, there's dung down here. Okay, character. Lyric, you're just wanting to skydive for some reason. That's something I want to do someday. Skydive. Right. And up here, if you're fighting the Engineer, this is where he goes to sleep. He's weak. Pretty cool. Oh, there's some ivy up there. Yeah, I picked up some ivy. What that is used for is combining it with the spider web to make a net, which is used to make pitfall traps. So, go down here. You'll see over here on the right. Gonna go down here real quick. Remember when I told you to make that landmark, that huge wall of vines? This is where it is. See? Nice big wall of vines. Excuse me as I go back up here. Okay, here we are again. God bug. And down there, again, is where you get up from Area 12, where all those rocks are. If we go over here, by the way, you can also jump down here if you want. It's just a shortcut down to the rock area. Okay, does this look familiar? We're right next to the Jaggers's nest, or congregational point, I suppose. So let's say you're over here. You can come up here. Just hug this wall. You can go up here. Take a left. And here you are again. So, yeah, pretty pretty windy place. A lot of twists and turns, but you'll get used to it. Eventually you'll also have all the camps, so that'll be a huge help. Okay, now if I can get back up to the nest again. Some ivy. Right here. Going that way in a minute. And I want you to make note of this place. Where we are on this ledge. From down there to up there. See, we have a couple wedge beetles over there, the flash flies. Just make note of this place. Because if we go through here, we start going to the top. This is all mid-level down here. Now we're going to top level. Branch this way, there is a flower bed right there. Had an awesome view, because why not? I gotta say, I really like this spot. All these vines creating these bridges, it's really cool. They did a really nice job. Ooh, and look at that. We have found the Grimalkine. This is what happens when you run out of space. Don't want to get rid of much here. Get rid of those null berries for now. Okay. If you go over here, if you remember that flower bed, it's right there. So this is the other part of the branch. Mandragora. Those are really important. They're used in making max potions. So you can drop down there if you want. Not gonna though. Some moss wine if you need it as well. Walk up here. Got some god bugs. I'm recording this later because I almost forgot. This is right around where you found that little god bug. But you can go to the right over here, to this little ledge. There's a bone pile right here. There are 2 bone piles if you have an upsurge in bone piles in your expedition at the moment, so yeah. Any more around here? Nope. There's the Grimalkine again. Right down there is a thunderbug, if you wanted to follow that path. And if you go up here, there are a couple flash bugs up here. Whoops! Did not mean to do that. Well, now you know that's there. Just go over here if you accidentally did that like I did. I have got to get rid of all this stuff. Anyway, pick that up. By the way, if you have an upsurge of flower beds, you will find the sun-kissed herb right here. It'll spawn right here. And just to show you proof that it's here, this is later on down the line in recording. So, greetings from the future, I guess. Sun-kissed grass. Okay. Scratch that one off the list. Don't do what I'm about to do. Okay, just stay up here. Don't do this. I'll just show you. This is a shortcut to down here where the poison cups are. Alright. Now I gotta climb all the way back up. I'll meet you there. Alright, back up here with you guys. There's a Mandragora right here. I just picked it up. Go up here. More doodles, we don't really need it. A lot of god bugs right here. It's really nice. Okay. And then right here is the 4th camp.
Here. Let's ask the head honchos.
Okay. And then right here, swing across this vine to this. Swing across here. And up. You can just come straight here. You don't need to find all those doodles or anything like that. You can read this if you want. Okay, we have made friends with the bug trappers.
Alright, now that we got a new Palico gadget, I'll start getting into a bit more detail on the Palico. We have Riley here as my mains cat. You can make armor and a weapon for your Palico. I usually stick with the paralysis weapon because oftentimes my cat will paralyze a boss at least once during a hunt. Sometimes twice if the boss is particularly weak to paralysis. You don't have to go too crazy with your Palico's gear. You can just choose what you think looks cute if you want. The biggest significance of the Palico is the gadgets it uses. The first is the Vigor Wasp spray. When you hover over a gadget, you can see your Palico's proficiency in that gadget. You increase the proficiency by bringing your Palico on hunts with you while it has that gadget equipped. Eventually, you'll have the option to ask your Palico to use that gadget. It will appear on your item bar and you select it just like you do any other item. With a Vigor Wasp spray, you have the choice to have your Palico deliver a Vigor Wasp to you or set one down. These commands have a cooldown, so you can't use them infinitely. But the cooldowns are independent of each other, and during hunts your Palico will perform these actions on its own, which does not contribute to the cooldown of the commands. With the Flashfly cage, your Palico will set down a little cage made of twigs that holds a Flashfly in it. You can walk up to this and interact with it just like a normal Flashfly, and use it during a hunt to flash a monster. When your Palico's proficiency with the Flashfly cage is high enough, it will gain the ability to set down a Thunderbug cage, which is the same thing as a shock trap. With each new map comes one Linian tribe to befriend, which will give you a new gadget. It also allows your Palico to tame one of the small monsters in that area. For example, when you befriend the bug trappers, your Palico will be able to tame a small Jagras to fight with you. You can also encounter other Grimalkins and Palicos in the area. You can recruit one to your side during your hunt. They can attack bosses, gather items, and some can give you buffs. They're not exceptionally useful, but sometimes they'll gather some convenient items for you. Additionally, if you're hunting with only one other player, both of your Palicos will join you in your hunt.
Mandragora here, and some honey here. There's also a flower bed right here, if you want it. Right. There's also a Mandragora down here if you want it. I'm just gonna drop down. Ooh. Anyway, it's a good segue into going through here. As you see, this is the Mandragora I picked up earlier, Mosswine. Up there is the way to get to the camp. Down here is that shortcut to the poison cat place. Just for reference. Sounds like Arathalos is here. Okay. This spot look familiar? It's because we were down there before. There are a couple different ways to get to this spot as well. As you can see that ledge over there that we came up, went across the vine bridges. You could have just jumped down, excuse me. Could have just jumped down there. You'd have climbed up, you could have climbed up those vines. Another spot that's good to get up here with. It's right here. This spot look familiar? Big wall of vines. instead of taking a right to where the sleep herbs are, you take this middle path. Keep doing that. And here you are. There's also a moss vine down here. Is that what I think it is? Oh, will you look at that? This is actually kind of a rare pet. If I can actually catch it. Got it. Midair, too. Anyway, before I got distracted, I was going to go down here. Where the stream is. And like I said before, that's where the mid-level is. But, down here, excuse me, you can see there's where the jaggers congregate. And here's the ramp that goes up from the antidote place. Remember when I was walking up here? And I said, remember this spot? This is just another way to get up into the tree. Gotta stop doing that. Anyway, over here. More flower beds. I think there's a knollberry around here somewhere. Yep, right here. And here is what's most commonly known as the Rathalos nest. This is pretty much where Rathalos comes when he's decided to take a nap. Some wyvern eggs right here. It'll be useful for later. Bone pile right there. There's some resources behind that wall. You can blow it up with a barrel bomb, but there's a place to mine, there's a bone pile and stuff like that. But we crawl under here. It takes us right to where that camp is. So, you can go back through there if you want. Alright. We're almost done. Before we do anything else, flower bed here, but more importantly, a shortcut back down to where all those antidote herbs are. Well, yeah. That's pretty funny. By the way, if you jump off the Rathalos nest, you'll wind up here. See? The nest's right up there. Gonna hit it with a red pit. Aim slinger at it. Hook on Windrake. And this is a shortcut to all the way up here. So just get down, Consequently, if you see them up here, you can also hitch a ride back down. It's not as fun as just jumping, in my opinion. What's really cool about this area, though, is that what we're standing in is basically a gigantic tree. It's an enormous tree. If you'll remember when we first looked at the map from Area 1, back down near the camp, you'll see a giant tree off in the distance. That's where we are. So it's pretty cool. Thunderbug here. Okay, I'm gonna quickly look around and figure out if I've missed anything. And I'll meet you back at camp. Also, if anybody cares to know, there's stuff to fish here. Right there I caught a wetfish, so give me a wetfish fin. What I can do is sharpen with it, and it's faster than using a regular whetstone. So, other fish are used in certain crafting materials, other things like that. So, if you want to know what they do, you can just check all the crafting. Some of this is not unlocked yet. You can't see it. At least not until you actually combine it, but it's not a huge deal. And of course, if it's sunrise or sunset, you can come over here for another one of these. By the way, if at any point you need windrake hide, you kill these to get it. I suggest bringing a bow to kill them with. And that is the ancient forest. Pretty big map. It is going to take some time to get used to. Something I do highly recommend is if every now and then take a stroll through the woods or the desert or whatever map you want to go to. Because you get all the stuff here, you got to collect tracks, research and stuff like that. Collecting the research for all these monsters is very important for something later on. So, just keep that in mind. It's a very chill experience, these expeditions. Just put on some music, go in, walk around, try to get used to it. It's actually pretty relaxing. Even though it's kind of tempting to go quickly to endgame, just come here and chill for a while. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for this episode. Next time, we'll be continuing on the story missions, and I will meet you then. Until then, happy hunting!